Wildfires burning up and down the state have us on pace for one of the most destructive years ever. 10 News looking into why the blazes appear to be causing more and more damage.
San Diego promising to fix the issues that led to outrageous water bills, the tool that customers can now use to make sure they're not getting overcharged.
Plus, sky-high gas prices and traffic jams causing a growing number of San Diegans to work from home. 10 News taking a closer look at the telecommuter boom. But we begin with breaking news: a brush fire igniting at least one building in LA County, threatening dozens more.
Brian Schlonsky is in the 10 News Live Center with the new details about evacuations in the area. Brian?
Well, guys, this fire is burning in Santa Clarita. Specifically, it's burning in the Newhall area. I want to show you the work that fire crews are doing right now. These are the live pictures. There is damage to at least one of these apartment buildings here, but it is remarkable they've been able to save the structures at all. If we take you to some video from earlier, you'll see what this thing looked like when they got there. Flames shooting out of the roof there. At one point, 50 structures were threatened. 3 of them are currently impacted right now. It's being called the railroad fire. It's now estimated at 10 acres. The forward progress, it's slowing, although it's still 0% contained. Right now, the Sheriff's Department in Santa Clarita working with the Red Cross to set up an evacuation center. That's at Golden Valley High School for all the folks impacted in these apartment complexes. And this just in as well, a search and rescue team has been deployed there in Newhall, something we will watch from here in the Live Center. Guys.
We certainly will. And that blaze, one of several burning up and down California right now. The peak of fire season isn't typically until September, but we're on pace for one of the most destructive years ever.
Crews have already dealt with several brush fires here in San Diego this month alone. So 10 News reporter Travis Rice asked firefighters why the flames appear to be getting more and more destructive. Travis?
Well, they say the answer is all around. It's the climate getting drier for longer periods of time, and it's also a whole bunch of brush that's just waiting to burn. If it seems like it's been happening more, that's because it is. 2018 is outpacing last year as the most destructive fire year on record. In the first 7 months of this year, CAL FIRE has reported 3,770 fires burning, roughly 292,000 acres. That's 330 more fires and more than 70,000 acres than 2017.
That's the direct result of all the fuel that's out there.
CAL FIRE says there's more to burn than ever, but they're attacking fires with extra resources.
Now, this time of year, we got a pretty good response going. You can see upwards of 10 to a dozen fire engines that are going to a vegetation fire right off the bat, based off of the weather conditions that we're seeing.
Experts say fire season has been all year long for the last few years.
And what we're seeing here, I'm afraid, is a peek at what our future is going to be in the next few decades.
Dr. Pat Abbott says the ballooning figures are a result of human intervention.
And what we're seeing now after the 20th century, where we put out every small fire as soon as we could, it's helped increase the amounts of vegetation that haven't burned. Therefore, you get more bigger fires.
CAL FIRE performs controlled burns in the wetter months, but the numbers are a reminder that these wildfires are out of everyone's control.
They've gone and built their homes on top of hills like this. With that vegetation on a hill like that, you build a home there, I'm going to be rude. It's going to burn down. It's just a matter of what year.
A lot of figures tossed around during fire season, but perhaps the most protruding is 95%. CAL FIRE says 95% of wildfires in California are started by human beings in some capacity. So before it gets later in the year, they're really trying to preach prevention here, guys. Live in Choice for you, Travis Rice, 10 News.
That's some good information, Travis. Thank you. Now, here's a look at the 3 biggest wildfires and where they are burning in California tonight. The largest is the Carr Fire, burning about 2 hours north of Sacramento. It's grown to almost 100,000 acres, forcing about 40,000 people to evacuate, although some of those evacuation orders have been lifted. The flames, which are 20% contained, have killed 6 people and destroyed more than 800 buildings. The Ferguson Fire has burned more than 55,000 acres near Yosemite National Park. 2 firefighters have died battling those flames, which are 30% contained. And the Cranston Fire, burning between Palm Springs and Hemet, is now 57% contained. It's burned more than 13,000 acres and injured 3 firefighters.
And firefighters are close to putting out a brush fire burning near the 805 and Nobel Drive in La Jolla. It was first spotted at about 12:30 this afternoon. A helicopter was called in to make an airdrop. It also helped the crews get handle on these flames, which are now 90% contained. No homes were evacuated. No one was hurt. The cause under investigation.
Well, now to a follow-up on the man who pretended to be a deputy and detained a pair of minors in Vista. Abraham Nava pleaded guilty today to false imprisonment. He stopped two kids who were skateboarding in front of Backstreet Brewery last month and confiscated their boards. Nava was busted after local businesses realized his business cards claiming to be a deputy were fake. When deputies searched his home, they found the business cards, a badge from a security company, and pieces of a sheriff's department uniform. One deputy told 10 News why he thinks Nava was posing as a law enforcement officer.
Somebody who wanted to be a law enforcement officer and for whatever reason couldn't, so he kind of played out this fantasy role of being a deputy for when he was down in our downtown area.
Nava will be placed on 3 years probation when he's sentenced next month.
A petition demanding San Diego police officers stop restraining people by the neck has been turned into the mayor's office. The controversial practice is similar to the one seen in this video. Officers use a hold called a carotid restraint. It cuts off a person's blood supply, knocking them out. And while the department does not use chokeholds, the Racial Justice Coalition wants all neck restraints banned.
It's a barbaric practice that ends up getting many more people arrested, hurt, choked, and violated.
The coalition started getting people to sign the petition back in April. The group says more than 30,000 people have signed it.
A police officer is recovering tonight after crashing into an innocent driver during a chase. The chase started around 9:30 last night when the officer was responding to a disturbance call at a gas station in City Heights. The officer crashed into the innocent driver a few blocks away, sending his SUV spinning into a light pole. The officer was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The suspect was arrested about 10 minutes later in National City after reportedly running out of gas.
Police in the South Bay are investigating a crash that killed a pedestrian this morning. The person was hit near the intersection of Del Sol Boulevard and Dennery Road. That's just south of Chula Vista. Investigators say the driver stayed at the scene. They are now working to figure out what caused the accident.
A painful, inaccurate water bills have eroded trust in the Public Utilities Department, but the city wants to earn that trust back, vowing to fix major problems, including customer service. As 10 News reporter Amanda Brandeis explains, they've launched a tool that you can use right now to take control of your bill.
Each time Angel George reads her water bill, she sees a new number, but has the same reaction.
It's high, real high, too high.
She's one of thousands questioning the accuracy of city water bills. George says her calls for help have gone unanswered.
Dealing with how to pay and put this into my budget because I'm scared to go to the mailbox. When I see these bills come, I want to run.
Despite conserving water, her highest bill this year was over $450. She says many friends in her Southeast San Diego neighborhood have the same concerns.
They're hurting quietly. I'm hurting loudly, okay, because this is serious to me. This is about my family and my home.
A city audit found less than 2% of water bills were inaccurate, but leaders acknowledge one wrong bill is too many. They've launched an app called My Water Easy to help customers monitor meter readings and usage, helping to spot potential leaks or irregularities. You can pay your bill through the app, and it also has water-saving tips and rebates.
Sewer base fee.
Customers like George have experienced poor customer service with the department. With the My Water Easy app, you can request help through the portal.
If things get better in 6 months, I'll applaud them. But right now, we're just on a train with no caboose.
She's doubtful her faith in the department will be restored, but hopes they prove her wrong. Amanda Brandeis, 10 News.
The city is also revamping how your bills look to provide more usage history and resources. And a reminder for water customers, a rate increase of 2.16% goes into effect next month. The funds will be used for water reliability and infrastructure improvements.
San Diego City Council member Lori Zapf will be allowed to run for a third term. Brian Pease, who finished third in the June primary, tried getting a judge to close a loophole that lets candidates serve more than 8 years if their district shifts during their time in office. And since Zapf's district was rezoned in 2011, the judge is letting her run against challenger Jen Campbell. Pease says he plans on appealing today's decision.
And several parks throughout the county will be closed next month because of the extreme heat that we're expected to see. El Capitan in Lakeside, Mount Gower in Ramona, Hellhole Canyon in Valley Center, and Wilderness Gardens in Pala will close for the entire month of August. The county says there's nothing unusual about the closures, adding that it's a precaution taken every summer due to weather conditions.